What is going on, Bucks fans? Evan Wanish here, and I gotta be completely 100% honest with you guys. I cannot and will not lie to you. The position group previews were supposed to be done. However, I forgot about the tight ends, the tight end group. So today, as we have wrapped up the defensive side of the ball with the safety preview yesterday, we are going to be wrapping up the offense and the team position groups right now. So we are going to be doing the tight end room. I'm not going to be doing the kickers or the punters. There's just not enough there. I already made a video on the kickers. You can go check that out on the channel as well. But let's get into the tight end room. As like I said, I've completely forgot about it, slipped my mind. Nonetheless, let's get right into this room because I do think there is a couple of storylines here that's pretty interesting. So, in the room is Dominique Daphne, who's actually a veteran, played on Green Bay for a little bit, for 2 years, I believe. Payne Durham, who is a rookie. Kieft, Cade Otton, who we all know was a starter, former fourth round pick, Tanner Twala, and David Wells. So let's talk about a few guys here. I want to talk about three, and that's Payne Durham, Keeft, and Cade Otton. So those are the main three that I want to discuss here. And obviously, Keeft and Cade Otton had roles last year. Cade Otton's role got bigger as the year went on. And the Buccaneers, they released Cameron Brate. So now there's not that veteran in that room anymore. A very young room. Probably might be the youngest room on the team, honestly. When you got the most experienced guy being Dominique Daphne, who played in 2020 and 2021, that's pretty young. So that is pretty young. But I think Cade Otton, I liked what I saw last year. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And it's kind of similar to Rashad White, where I'm curious to see what it's going to look like with a bigger workload, with a heavier workload, more exposure, and more development. Really, I like what Cade Otton brought to the table, and I think he's going to be given plenty of opportunities this season to be the starter. I don't believe Payne Durham is drafted to be the starter. I think he's drafted for depth, and who knows? I think the Buccaneers could have a pretty nice 1-2 tight end tandem there with Cade Otton and Payne Durham, but I am curious to see how Cade Otton performs. When the Bucks drafted him, I imagine him as a high floor, low ceiling type player. I think he could be make a good pro. And I think he demonstrated that a lot last year. Steady hands for the most part isn't going to wow you with athletics and making guys miss and turn on the burners to catch the 40-yard pass. He's not that type of tight end, but I think he is still a solid tight end who honestly became one of Tom Brady's favorites at the end of 2022. Now, of course, Tom Brady's not here anymore. It's Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask battling it out. But hey, the tight end could be the quarterback's best friend at times, especially if a guy like Baker or especially Trask, where it's kind of like his rookie season. Rookies rely on tight ends a lot, so sort of that safety blanket. So I think you could see Cade Otton get a lot of receptions. Now, speaking about Payne Durham, he was a red zone machine at Purdue, so he was really good in the red zone. The Bucks struggled in the red zone in 2022. I think it's something that they know they have to get better at. So hopefully, Payne Durham in goal line situations or red zone packages, hopefully he can help out in that scenario. And then obviously Keeft, who, I mean, really was more of a fullback, I think. And I'm curious to see how he's going to be used in Dave Canales' offense because he was like purely a fullback. Didn't really occasionally line up as tight end, mostly on runs. But as far as passing goes, he'd be an extra blocker as the fullback position, or maybe lined up as an extra guy, but didn't catch many passes. And that's not his role. That's fine. But I'm curious to see, is his role going to expand in the Dave Canales offense, or is it going to be more of the Cade Otton and Payne Durham show? Dave Dave Canales comes from a Seattle team that used the tight ends quite a bit. I mean, for as long as he's been there, they've used the tight ends quite a bit. And I'm curious to see if that's going to carry over to this Tampa Bay offense, because I think both guys, Cade Otton and Payne Durham, can have the potential to be really good. And I think O'Keefe could be a pretty fine depth option. So, and then you got guys like David Wells, Tanner Dwala, and Dominique Daphne, of course, rounding out the room. Those guys, I think the Bucs will probably, I don't know this for sure, but I think they'll probably carry 4 tight ends. I would say at most 4. I really wouldn't expect any more than that. But yeah, very curious to see about this room. It's a young room, inexperienced, as is a lot of the Buccaneers rooms, as we've gone over with these position groups. But I think this might be the youngest. I really do think that this might be the youngest and most inexperienced room here. So, with that being said, let me know what you think about the tight end room. Do you think Cade Otton can take another step? Do you think this is kind of what he's going to be now? Also, do you think Payne Durham could maybe challenge Cade Otton for the starting tight end job? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and talk soon.